Hello, and welcome to another month, sorry, no more weeks, a month of the Abusecartoons Livestream, so September for 2024. And yeah, so it looks like Matt popped in there for a second. Hello and goodbye, Matt. See you soon. Yeah, sorry, this is a little delayed, a week delayed. So K5, good to see you. And dude, it's Vero. Nice to see you. Scheduling wasn't going to let me do more than maybe an hour. So I figured that wasn't worth it. The whole point of kind of moving to the monthly format is so I can do longer streams and not just pop on and do a couple of cartoons and leave. So I don't know if it's working, but we're trying. And yeah, I'm going to have to do another one pretty soon for October. I'm going to have to kind of preemptively do October because I'll be traveling a little bit, so won't be near the computer as much. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's going to script the schedule for everything. I'm not sure I can do the other podcasts in a preemptive way. I can't, pre-record. So we'll see how that goes. I might just have to take some time off. Maybe we'll do a clip show. I'll go through some of the old stuff. That would be funny. Because there's a way on Restream, I think, to broadcast like pre-recorded stuff. So I can just edit a bunch of stuff together, go through and pick out some funny discussions. That would take more time than actually just recording them ahead of time, though. Yeah, that's the problem without a separate editor. Playing old stuff doesn't save you any time because you still have to prepare it. You still have to cut it up and render it. So it doesn't help. But I like that they're doing that. I noticed, especially on YouTube, who's the kind of, revival video company, Shout something. They're doing like Mystery Science Theater and a bunch of old, I think they even have the rights to like Farscape or something. But I've seen live streams that are just like a whole season or even like every episode. So they'll just have these live streams that's because a few months back there was like MST3K Forever, and it was just every single episode. Unfortunately, that means it's some of those crowdfunded Kickstarter, like LA made episodes, which suck pretty bad. But yeah, there was some. It's nice because I think what they're realizing is like Tubi and Pluto TV and some of those other ad-based free streaming services are doing pretty well, especially because they offer like traditional television. They have a schedule, like a streaming schedule. So I think YouTube is trying to take advantage of that as well, because they've got their ads baked in already. So that makes sense. And it's just, yeah, it's funny. We might just end up going back to traditional television, ad-based television, except it's going to be on the internet because those seem to be getting decent numbers now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're in for. Oh yeah, I have to do some Halloween. Yeah, for October. I should stick with that. Yeah, good idea. Halloween. Shout Studios. Thank you, K5. Yes. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of like fun revival, live stream stuff. Yeah, but those other ones, those free platforms, they lay their websites out, or their apps. I guess it's probably in their apps. They lay it out like a TV schedule, and they just show you what's playing now on all of their channels. They have like Action Channel and, whatever, 50s TV channel, whatever the different genres are. And things are just playing live on there. And it's so funny how much, how you lower your standards or you lower your expectations or whatever when it's just something that's on. Because I remember, how when I had cable and something would just be on, a movie that I recognized would be on cable. And even though it was edited for television and had commercial breaks, I would just, watch it just because I recognized it and it was in the middle of it and it wasn't even the complete experience. But yeah, when stuff is just just like radio, like you listen to a song you probably would never play on your Spotify or whatever if you would skip it if you had the choice. But yeah, it's going back to that because we were I was kind of raised on that, just like the 4 channels and free TV and just being served whatever they thought was good. So I have a lot more tolerance for that maybe than younger generations that want to, scrub through things or watch things at like, 1.5 or 2 times speed and stuff. Yeah. But that's going to be what's on in the retirement home is like, Pluto TV, Fox News and Pluto TV. It's horrible. But yeah, this is a little, or maybe a crushed carton. I'm trying to think of, maybe I'll just improvise here. A crushed milk carton. But, yeah, I enjoy that when I catch that and just put that on in the background. Those, just endless streams of a season or a whole TV show. I like to, I think it's, Shout Factory. Shout Factory, I think. Shout Factory Studios does, I think they had, for whatever reason, there was Farscape. I think it was Shout Factory. And they were playing streams of Farscape in different languages. So there was like a German, a Spanish, and I don't think there was Japanese, but that would have been great. I don't know if that ever made it over here. It seems like it would work well in Japan, but I don't know if it made it over here. Oh yeah, I gotta open the little spout, don't I? But it was just funny to listen to the show with a dub. All right, there we go. Let's go with this for the first one here. Yeah, this is already a kind of awkward looking drawing. But yeah, it's so funny, the differences. And I think they really screwed up because it's just software people. It's, the UI UX people and the software people have no idea how humans think. So they present stuff, like when they just do the endless rows of thumbnails and things, that is just like this leveling. It just makes everything the same. So you can have Citizen Kane and you can have, Tango and Cash, in the same list of thumbnails. And those are equal films. They have equal value. They're equally valid choices. I think it's really stupid when stuff isn't curated. Like you just see when there's just a little bit of effort to curate a movie selection, or at least offer you things that have a human touch that aren't just an algorithm, how much more effective it is and how much more you're inclined to, interact with it and be satisfied with those choices. I think it's funny that they think we're going to be happy with the crappy choices of our previous mistakes on streaming stuff we've tried to watch on Netflix. Like, this is garbage, and we oops, I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. And we've given up on them, and then they think that there's some kind of recommendation in there for us. Yeah, my Netflix looks like a bad maybe 90s video store. The very end of the video store, because the watch again and recommended stuff is all like, stuff you would have rented in the 90s. I don't watch any of their new crap or a lot of the reality shows or true crime or whatever. I don't watch any of that on Netflix, or very little. So my algorithm is all Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies and all the old cheesy sci-fi action stuff. All right, let's go with a blue. But that's nice. It's comforting to see something like that still existing. There we go. Doesn't seem to be worth, a subscription, but, Oh, yeah, actually, let's do that. And I wonder if the price of licensing the movies for streaming has gone down, because once everyone started making their original content, they didn't need, the Hollywood stuff, especially the back catalog kind of stuff. They didn't need that stuff. So I wonder if the price went down. And that's what made it possible for these ad-based, Tubi kind of things. I don't even know. I don't, because a lot of them are region blocked, so I don't use them very much unless my VPN is on. But yeah, I wonder if the price went down, and that's what made it possible for them to afford watchable movies instead of all that weird kind of straight to video public domain stuff. That was my favorite thing, is the early days when they were trying to do streaming video stuff, before I think Netflix even tried it. Everybody had Night of the Living Dead, because Night of the Living Dead is public domain, because they were working with Italy. I think, I don't know if I have the story exactly right, but they were working with an Italian funding, like the people that funded that movie, I think originally were Italian, and so they were going to release it in Italy as well, and it had a different title. I think it was just called Zombie or something in Italy, and a different title. And they changed, or they were originally going to call it like Night of the Ghouls or something, and they changed the title at the very last minute and did the new title card, but they didn't duplicate the copyright notice. So whatever the original title was, when they changed it, they didn't put the copyright in there. And so technically that means they created it out of copyright, and it was public domain, and they never fixed that. I think that's why George Romero remade it. There was that 90s remake so that he could own a version of it. I'm not a fan of that remake, though. It kind of lost some of its charm with a spunky, the spunky female lead, ultra capable, very 90s. All right. Yeah, I think that was, I was just watching a making of the Dawn of the Dead, which is like his second big zombie movie, and the lead on that, the female lead, she was supposed to scream in a couple of situations, and she refused. She said, no, that's not. And this was still the 70s or early 80s, maybe early 80s. And she refused to scream. And so they didn't. They just made her like, almost catatonic, hysterical in a lot of scenes. But I guess that was the end of the Scream Queen. So it must have been 80s, right? No, I don't know. That was still a pretty big part of the era. But yeah, that was an actress that wasn't denied becoming a Scream Queen. So Dawn. And I am not a fan of the Zack Snyder remake. It's 78. No, it was 78. That's the peak of Scream Queens. That's funny. Late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, so she refused. Maybe she couldn't do it well without wrecking her voice. It's like a skill to it. But yeah, that was this. I should be over here, I think. A harbinger of things to come. Or maybe should the eyes go here? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if that really looks as if it's crushed authentically, because I think it only folds like twice or something when you crush it. It's not quite so Tom and Jerry accordion, but let's write this one too, because that's today. Hey, True Help TV, how's it going? Oh yeah. See, those things are totally gone. K5, yeah. K5 said, I remember sitting down with the family every night watching Rescue 911 before bed. Yeah, those kind of rituals. And the happiest feelings I had from my childhood were having to go to bed, and like I think 9 o'clock, we were Eastern time. 9 o'clock every night, Taxi came on, and my parents watched that, every week and laughed, hysterically from the TV room, and our bedrooms were like right on the other side of that wall. So we always went to sleep to our parents like laughing at sitcoms. So that was always a fun. I mean, I felt like I was missing out, but I think the few times I was able to stay up and watch, I didn't get most of the jokes, so it wasn't laugh out loud funny to a little, first grader. But yeah, I like that. So all of that is gone, because everyone's just got their own screen in their face, and even if you're watching the same thing, everyone's also on their phone or whatever. So we're so much, we're spending so much more time wrapped up in our own nonsense. Is there? Okay, yeah. So these are a couple that already went out. So yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. So was this a necessary part? Was it bravado, showing off, or was it a necessary part of the recycling process? You look how I feel. That's the only thing I'm thinking of, is that stupid cliche. Yeah, something about being crushed. Yeah, it changes the whole thing, not having event TV. But that was true, that like people like literally would rush home from, dinner, or if they're having dinner out or whatever, to get home to watch TV. That's so funny. And now people can just like, sit at dinner ignoring each other and watching streaming. True Help TV said, I always loved trying to use some TV show. Yes, an excuse to stay up a little later. Yeah. I watched the end of the TV movie or something. Yeah, sometimes that will wake me up just for a good Jay Leno. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, just for a good Jay Leno episode. That's nice. Oh, especially right if he was showing his car collection. Yeah, Jay Leno's car collection. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I think he and I don't think Jerry Seinfeld has quite the amount. I think he collects old Porsches, Seinfeld, but he bought a brownstone in Manhattan and basically gutted it to make it a garage to keep his cars. I remember that was the last thing I remember hearing about Seinfeld. So it's that's crazy. But yeah, in California too, you got a lot more space. You can have giant garages, fleets of collected cars. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, yeah. And it was so interesting that he, because he was still, I think, early. What was the story with Leno? So he didn't spend any of his Tonight. He didn't like have to live on any of his Tonight Show money, so he could just put it away. Because I think he was still touring. He was still doing stand up, and I think he was still touring. Maybe this was only early days of the Tonight Show. But then when there were strikes and things in Hollywood, Leno, like out of pocket, paid the staff, to kind of hold them over until the strike was over. So he was like really, really a kind boss, it sounds like. But yeah, he probably had plenty of money to play with, being on a nightly, late night TV show. If he didn't have to, spend any of that money, it all went to cars. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. So something about Yeah, it looks like too large a milk carton. I guess putting more of the folds, the like little accordion folds, made it look like it was much taller. It doesn't look like a little pint. It looks like a taller. Looks exhausting. Looks painful. Recycling process looked quite painful, or looked maybe, yeah, not unnecessarily. The cycling. What is this? My keyboard's at a weird angle, so I'm not covering the right keys. Wow. Oh, True Hope says his last will is to use all of his remaining money to run a massive car museum. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Wow. Yeah, that's really like doing something useful with, with your estate. That's really cool. Yeah, because they've got that, in downtown LA, they have that famous car museum. I've only seen the outside of it. I've never gotten a chance to go in, and it's across. I think it's like across the street from that diner that they use for every Hollywood movie. It's like that diner that you can just rent and remodel if you need to. But it's one of those like really common locations. I think like Tarantino and like so many movies have used it recognizably, because it's just that recognizable street of downtown LA, and then across the street is the car museum. That's really cool, though. That's an awesome legacy to have. And it's good it's not a comedy museum. It's actually something people will go to see. Yeah, but Southern California has, I thought like the Midwest, because, being near Detroit and stuff, had car culture. But because they salt the roads and everything, it's so hard to keep a classic car in decent shape, because it's in storage, 9 months of the year, to keep it away from the salt on the roads. But I thought there were like, there was decent car culture in the Midwest, but no, California, Southern California is like the king of car culture in the areas, because I think the only thing that decays is the rubber, like the gaskets and hoses and things on old cars, and all that can be replaced. Yeah, so that was the first thing you notice like maybe in the 80s or 90s, visiting LA, as all of the old cars that people are just using, that are just driving as everyday cars or driving more casually. It's not a special one day of the year you take the car out when the weather is okay and you can put the cloth, top down or whatever. All right. Or unnecessarily dramatic. Yeah, maybe dramatic is painful. It's not quite working. Seemed. Oh boy. Let's try that again. Seemed unnecessarily dramatic. Did I get that? There's two N's, right? I don't think that's right. This font always tricks me, though. Nope. Adobe says it's right. They're such an authority on grammar and spelling. All right. Yeah, I think we recycle milk cartons in Japan. Like they on the side of every milk carton. I don't have any examples close by, but on the side of every milk carton, especially the 1 liter paper cartons, there is a diagram to show you how to cut the carton so that it's flat. So most people have the kitchen scissors near the sink, and so when you finish a paper carton of juice or milk or whatever, you're supposed to cut it in this certain way. And it took me forever to kind of like get in my brain like which angle, which part I'm cutting, because they show you like what it's supposed to look like flat, and I never, like, rarely get it exactly right. But you're just supposed to cut them open and flat and then recycle them with paper. You put them like separately, and they take them when they take the cardboard and paper stuff. Yeah, but they recycle. I mean, the recycling is fanatical here. You sort things. You spend more time probably sorting your trash than you do like consuming what was inside of it. Yeah. For when the latter build a massive pyramid in secret. Someone finds another 1,000 years and it's filled with fake stars of all my exploits. I'm sure that's been done. I'm sure, like, some ancient culture, there had to be some fake, Mesopotamian or, the Abyssinia or something, like some ruler that was like not really much of anything, but he decided to like, force this like fake, fake monument to himself. Yeah, that would be really funny if we did find out if there was some way with like weird. There's some records, written records that we didn't have access to before that kind of like shed light on. Oh yeah, that. Whatever, Cleopatra or whatever, Tutankhamun. Oh yeah, he was nothing. This was just a whole troll move, or just a publicity stunt for somebody that didn't really matter. Dramatic. Okay, yeah, that looks like it's too wide. Okay, so let's go with this. I'm going to upload this minutes before the deadline. Just so this is up for today because I started late. Yeah, I'm sure there's, or even, the people that were responsible for certain discoveries. I wonder in early times, like early days of archaeology, if some people were more worried about the their reputations and the notoriety of the finds, wanted to make what they found look more successful. So whatever they found, like, oh, this must have been a major king of this dynasty, when it's actually nobody, but your career and your reputation, rested on that same that same thing. All right, let me get this hooked up here. Yeah, I'm sure a little bit of that happened early days when Europe was scouring the Far East or the Near East for their museums. I'm getting a really weird error when I open... Oh, I think just some of my directories. My F2P client keeps giving me this error. Too many symbolic links or whatever. So I think the weird like virtual link on the desktop it doesn't like. Because it's linking to like directories, crazy directories of files. I don't know. But I should sort these by year again, so it's not so many files in a single directory. Oh yeah, that's, yeah. You're right. Right. Yeah, and I think they've had to sanitize because some of the finds from, yeah, places like Pompeii, they had to sanitize some of the findings because didn't they have like brothels where there was like a courtyard that was all baby corpses? It was just all like, forced miscarriages and stuff so the girls could keep working for their... at their businesses. Like there were some really like disturbing things that reflected, like Roman society at that time that people don't really know about. It's not like common knowledge, but there were some discoveries. They're like, yeah, maybe let's not, let's not talk about this. All right, what am I doing here? Yeah, I think it's still... That number is too small. All right, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, that was a thing. They I think it was Pompeii, but it was like there were discoveries of like how because what do you do with things you're trying to get rid of, but yeah, they uncovered some things that like made it very clear that there was a thriving prostitution culture, and like what do you do? You don't have like advanced medicine. What do you do when your employees get pregnant and then can't work? Yeah, so very, and I don't know. I think that might even be lost, like how the recipes or the procedures or whatever for how they got rid of unwanted pregnancies. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to bring up such an eye, but it is. It made sense with talking about the, how that they may be making up the story of, and that's a thing too. There is so much like all of these experts arguing things, and that's what came up like when Netflix was doing like that Cleopatra, their weird bogus Cleopatra thing, and actually pissed off Egypt. It's just like, yeah, it's so much, it's open to interpretation, and whoever is like the scholar with the biggest reputation gets to dictate. And it's all political, so if you put too much, throw too much hate at him, then maybe you hurt your own career. Trying to either make your career by what's that called? Discrediting. Yeah, discrediting him, or ruin it by everybody standing behind this person you say is, full of shit. All right. All right. It's not looking very book-like. I can always tell when there's too many lines. I'm obviously having trouble drawing it. All right. Yeah, I wonder if, I'm sure there has been, especially in recent days with like the sex work is work kind of thinking out there. I wonder if people have done like comprehensive like histories of prostitution or history of, I guess I call it sex work, histories of sex work, because I'm sure there's some really interesting like weird cultural stuff in there, like blonde hair. Like I think why is blonde hair still a porn star? I mean, I guess it's less so now, but that was like the default porn star thing, is they all had bleach blonde hair, or that like kind of is a cultural signal in Western countries of like desirability, or maybe some promiscuous or wildness or something. And I'm sure that came from like all the slaves, the Roman slaves from Northern Europe. No one was going to marry them or take them seriously, but they were going to employ them or whatever. And so and they looked noticeably different from a lot of Romans. So I think that's one of those cultural indicators that's been around forever. Okay, I think I'm putting way too many lines on here, but keeping it simple. Yes, exactly. True help. Yeah, screw Tyson. Pluto asked it. We were taught. I remember being taught Pluto was a planet. Now it's just a satellite or whatever. It was demoted to something terrible. Yeah, that's and everything keeps changing with new discoveries. That was the thing. I was annoyed. My like image of dinosaurs has been totally rocked because, Jurassic Park made that kind of archaeology popular, and then these new theories started coming out, and like dinosaurs are covered with feathers and they're closer to birds, and it's like, oh, that ruins it. They're not giant, cool, kaiju monsters of my childhood. They're birds. There's some kind of weird evolution of birds. Yeah, it's funny, as twitchy as birds are, like bird movement and stuff. I can't imagine like a large reptile that had that kind of nervous twitching. That would be very disturbing. All right. But yeah, they kept every like series of Jurassic Park movies, they would always include like updated archaeological like theories about dinosaurs, and it just ruined my childhood. And the thing that ruined it the most was like T-Rex. I always hated when they immediately started to want to abbreviate everything, like the long dinosaur names, but instantly it's the cool lingo. All right. So book versus what? What are we always dealing with books? Oh, Dwarf Planet. Thanks, True Hope. Yeah, that's depressing. Dwarf Planet. Little Person Planet. All right. What? So a book just dealing with like paper? Let's see here. Let's do a something about the fragility of paper. All right. Oh, wow. I'm drawing things almost like just 1-to-1 scale. That's weird. I guess it's good. It keeps the lines thinner, because when I transform things, increase the scale of the stuff, that the line gets really, really thick. All right, so let's make the, and we'll do like a weird aged paper color. All right, get on the right layer. And maybe, or green? Yeah, maybe the red. I like the deep red for the cover. I finally finished Hyperion. That was really good. And I started the second book already. I really like those books. I like, and that writer, was it Dan? Oh my God, I'm so bad with names. Dan Gibson? Gibbon, Hyperion. Thank you, Google. Simmons, yeah, Dan Simmons. Yeah, I like his writing style, and I like the fact that he took sci-fi and made it like there was multiple genres in his books. Like, it kind of switches when it moves around in time, or people are like, you know, like the it gives a really nice sense of how, like, in the future, a really, really vast universe would actually have, like, people would be living in different genres, basically. Like, there would be so much variety to the types of lifestyles and the types of civilizations, that it would be very diverse in how people live, like what their normal life was. And there's a neat thing, a little bit like maybe Douglas Adams but they try this AI that kind of exists in this, like, you know, world sphere, like this kind of, you know, governing body. There's this intelligent AI that, to try to understand, like, life and human culture and everything, have tried to recreate, because old Earth is gone, like Earth is gone, and they're trying to recreate parts of that to understand, like, human history and things. So there's these projects that resurrect parts of Earth, and they have to kind of get away, or move away from travel restrictions and things. All the known worlds are connected with these Farcaster things, which are basically like gateways you can just walk through and, you know, instantly be translated into, you know, your, like a transporter, except it's just a door. And but they also have the thing where if you're involved in long space travels, like if you're going to worlds that aren't settled or aren't part of the, I forget what they called it, the world sphere, like this connected net, basically the net sphere, I forget. You can travel, but, you know, because of space travel, you accumulate this debt and this time debt. And basically it means, you know, you're staying the same in hibernation and everybody else is aging. So you can, there's a really beautiful story at the end of the book where this soldier, when they were building this one gate on this kind of like Hawaiian type world, he fell in love with this young girl and only saw her 6 times in his life. But every time he saw her, she was like 20 years older. So they have these like, he tells the story of their relationship, but, you know, she's aging, he's staying in his 20s and she's aging dramatically every time he sees her. So it was really cool. It was a really well done story. And that was like this interesting kind of story of revolution, you know, kind of resisting this, you know, colonization and, you know, civilization of this world. It was very cool, very well done. And there's just so many interesting ideas. And he doesn't go like when he references, you know, sci-fi, you know, gimmicks and technology and stuff, it doesn't, you just say, okay, that exists. And usually it's named well enough that you have some image of what it is, but you don't have to be obsessed with all this stupid detailed world building that sometimes bogs down sci-fi and fantasy. Good stuff, really good stuff. It's so rare. It's been a long time since I found something that I really respond to, that I think is really amazing. All right, let's put some stains on the paper as well. So just to emphasize. Yeah, maybe like here. And we'll not make them that dark. All right. And maybe some writing. Where's my pencil? There we go. That gets across enough. All right. So now the pages know why they need to stick together. All right. Yeah, and it's definitely one of those books, the Hyperion book feels like one of those books that I hope they never try to make into a streaming series or whatever, because it's very complicated, very difficult, and be insanely expensive just because of the amount of different types of worlds and things that are explained. Even in CG, it would take forever to, make something that faithfully represented stuff. And it would be kind of it'd be a cool streaming series because, every chapter would be a different genre. You'd have a detective story, and you'd have a war story, and you'd have, basically a weird time mystery. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. And some really heartbreaking stuff too. I think that's interesting when you can interact with, sci-fi stories or technology and the kind of human cost of, interacting with these alien discoveries and stuff is very, very high. You don't see that depicted well very often. All right. Yeah, maybe looking away. All right. The book is backwards, isn't it? No, is that right? Yeah, that's right. I'm so confused. Yeah, there we go. So something about that was the thing I was amazed. That is amazing, is binding books. That was such a clever invention because paper is pretty fragile. But when books are bound and you're kind of they're held together to kind of keep as much air and light out as possible, it sustains paper, and they almost age into this state where they're not gonna get any worse. Once the pages are yellowed and things are kind of as dry and ruined as they're gonna get, they still work. They're still functional. That's very cool about books. They have this. They seem fragile because they can burn very easily, or water destroys them very easily. But apart from those extreme, interacting with those extreme elements, they're pretty strong. They're pretty. They live for a long time. All right, not quite immortal, but surprisingly resilient. Yeah, the only problem here. So I've gone to some in Tokyo, they have a section that's all like used bookstores, and I love looking at used books. But in Japan, because of the wetness, and maybe a lot of Asia, Southeast Asia especially, you get little speckles of like orange mold and mildew and stuff on things. Like mold stains are very common in books, so that's very different and very depressing from what I'm used to. So you see some nice old volumes, but you open inside and they have little spots that of stuff that was growing in there at one time, just because everything is just damp for a couple months out of the year. All right. Little person planet. There's actually classification of quality of binding, and library level binding have a strict federal regulation. Oh, to last a minimum of 150 or 1,000 reads. That's really cool. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I've been surprised, and they don't often have. I forget what they call it, but when a library, when libraries like sell off their books, and they, what's it called? Not discharged or there's some stamp, like you can see in library books. There's some stamps when you go to a book sale and it's library books. The library has formally released them. There was or I've recently purchased some used books from Amazon. So I've got some like good prices on some old hardcovers. And if they're not book club books, which a lot of people have a lot of copies of, sometimes they're library books and they still have the plastic, on the dust cover and stuff. But I don't see inside where they've been released. They don't have the, card in the sleeve inside the back or anything, but they don't have that. There's not an indication that they weren't just stolen from a library. But I'm sure a lot of libraries have collapsed in small towns, so those things have gotten into the booksellers, secondhand bookseller market. But sometimes it's nice, but other times I'm wondering if this is just fencing stolen goods from libraries. All right. So, well, that's really cool. 150 years. That's awesome. Yeah, I love used books. It's a dying thing, but I really love used books. Very cool. Oh, yeah, that's right, dude. Yeah, that's right. That is the thing. Paper is absorbent. And so like little kids' books, you just imagine like that, wiping their nose and reading their books and the pages just absorbing every cough and sneeze and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I've had that thought too with little kids' books. Like when there's used, or you go over to somebody's house and they have their, old kids' books there. It's like, oh, these have soaked it up. And that's the thing in library books too. When you're reading a book and there's just something stuck to a page or some like weird discoloration in a page, like, what is that? It could be anything. And you have no idea what kind of fluid or, food or whatever it is that's stained inside the book. That's really cool. Yeah, library binding that's awesome. I wish everything was that quality, because I buy a lot of hardcover game books, and especially for the larger hardcover, like 8.5 by 11 or larger format. A lot of these companies, and maybe it's just they're dealing with shitty Chinese factories, but the bindings just cannot hold, and the pages come up very easily. And there's kind of a long history of that. Even the soft cover, like square bound stuff, not even the hardcover stitched books, but the pages, and I think it is just because they're all square bound. The glue binding, like they don't often go for the stitched binding. So if you just go for the glue binding on a large format book, even when they're new, sometimes the binding breaks and pages get loose really, really fast. Yeah, because I think to keep the price down, they probably go with the cheapest possible, binding style. All right, so something about pages. Uh, uh, hmm. Yeah, something about being better together when they are than apart. A collective, a commune, yeah, making a weird weird political statement, huh? Oh, would fair, which fair? I'm not going to use that word because I don't know which one how to spell it. I don't think. Or just his the fragility of paper. Fragility of paper. That's not even a joke. But, for frailty? Fragility. Did I not? Oh, I forgot an I. Flagility. Fragility. Yeah, fragility. There we go. I was like, why is it telling me I spelled this wrong? Frailty. I was trying to change it to frailty because I didn't have enough I's. Fragility. Frailty? Fragile. Yeah, I like fragility better. It's not funny. But I've written some very unfunny stuff, so this can be a sad one. All right. Okay, let's just make these as we go so I don't forget. There's a really bad glare on the screen. Sorry. All right. Oh, thanks, dude. Oh, he discarded himself. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about lost pages too. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. What I was trying to think. Yeah, I had some weird experience. Oh, yeah. It was I didn't even realize it. So, it's not legal. It's like a gray market, but publishers used to, I'm not sure if this is still the case, but publishers used to allow bookstores to return mass market books as destroyed for a credit. Like they would, and how they would do that is they would just strip the cover. So the book companies would just tear the covers, or most likely, slice the covers, like cut the covers off of mass market books. And that was an indication that they had destroyed the book. But very often they would let the employees take them home, or they would just put them out by the dumpster in a box, and people would people would take them from there. So they weren't sellable. You couldn't sell them. But I've seen places try, like, flea markets and stuff, try to resell them. But that's why sometimes you'll see inside mass markets, in some of the interior credits pages, if you purchase this book without a cover, that means it was what was it? It was declared destroyed by the retailer. So this is not a legal copy. But what was it? It was something really weird. So when I was a little kid, my mom brought home some strip books. I think they're just called stripped books. from like a carpet store or something. It was something really weird. Like she went to a carpet store and they had a box of these books, and so she grabbed a couple of these the books, the titles that looked interesting to me, and I read through this whole this whole book, not really even paying attention because the first time I saw a paperback book without a cover, read through this whole book and realized that not only was it missing the cover, but it was missing like the back, like, you know, pages of the end of the book. So I read, and I'm forgetting the title of it, but it was a I never finished the book because when I read it, I didn't realize that it actually didn't ever finish. Like the last page of the book was not the last page of the copy I had was not the last page of the book. So forever it went unread. I was trying to think of a missing pages story, but that was already a carpet store that had stripped books. It must have been somebody that owned like multiple businesses or something. But yeah, and those degrade. You don't even realize just that little cardboard cover on a mass market book makes it so much more durable, because once you take that cover off, the pages just start, you know, rotting away one at a time, like because you can't put it in a bag or really like do much with it because the pages get damaged so easily that the book just kind of, you know, wears out very, very quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna think about what that book was. I'm thinking it was Day World. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, Philip Jose Farmer, Day World. I never read the end of that book. It's a trilogy, I guess. Yeah, I didn't read the other books either. Nice. But the story was that I think the world was overpopulated. It was like a sci-fi story where the world was overpopulated and people like were put into suspended, you know, kind of hibernation for 6 days out of the week, and you only lived during it one day, so that you'd rotate through a seventh of the population. So you only were alive or conscious during you know, the time that you know, you were Monday or whatever, and so you were alive with or awake with the Monday people, and you lived your life, and then you went back to sleep, and then the Tuesday people were alive, and day runners were people that like you know, went against this system and saw it as some sort of oppression and were fighting to overthrow it, and they would be alive through multiple days. But if you stayed awake through multiple days, you changed your personality. Like you know, you had to be somebody else, and so you would get confused. You know, so some people like would go insane, not being able to, you know who they really were anymore. So that was an interesting, like a little like Philip K. Dick in the kind of what's real, what's not kind of thing, and the characters started to get very confused. Yeah, because I think the idea was that, you know, they were stealing, like you were only your lifespan was only a seventh of your. I forget. Yeah, I forget what the reason was. It was something that was like, it was unacceptable to have that taken away from you, because I think people didn't live longer, so you only lived a seventh of your, because you still aged, I guess. However, they put you to sleep. I forget the details, but yeah. I think that was the book, because that was what it must have. That was something I read around that time. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, 4 more to go. Let's take a convenience store break. Yeah, I think Severance on Apple TV. It's not quite that scale, but it's that same kind of idea. Like you're divided into your work life and your personal life, or your, I forget what it is. I only watched the first episode and didn't quite. I think you clone yourself or something. I forget what it is, but you're somehow divided between your work life and your free time. Somehow, I don't know if it's just like in your consciousness, or there's a copy made of you, and you're stuck in this like work hell world, like this cubicle hell world, if you're the working version of you. But I didn't get far enough, but it's a kind of smaller version of that. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's do a quick. Uh-oh, am I frozen? No, I'm moving still. I feel like I'm moving. Yeah, the restream is not very accurately showing me what's going on. It often dies. Let's see here. No, maybe. Yep, looks like I'm still moving around. I don't know. Yeah, restream is really bad. Okay, so let me switch to the convenience store. All right, so what is this? Is this Taiwan? Maybe. All right, so I got a very eclectic. It's kind of, it looked like what it's the end, like summer is ending. They're starting to bring in the fall flavors and stuff already in September, and this is that. What is it? The ma'am, country ma'am. That's right. Fujiya does that country ma'am cookie thing. So it's like little soft cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and they're doing this weird like chocolate dipped version. And this one is the world. So chocolate of the world. So I think this is, yeah, it's a international special. I think this is Taiwan. I don't know the kanji for Taiwan, but it may be. It's Asia, an Asia flavor. So maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something a little bit more obscure. But this is the a chocolate pineapple cookie. So it's a chocolate covered cookie, but it's chocolate, as you can see here. Chocolate. Oh, it's keying out, but chocolate and pineapple. So I was curious to see what this tasted like. These usually are pretty good. They do like matcha or strawberry or some different flavors of these, and they're pretty good. But recently they've done a lot of these chocolate dipped. It's like cookies sitting in a like a Japanese hot springs, but it's filled with chocolate, of course. So yeah, what I don't know what country culture we're emulating. I should have done my research, but yeah. So somebody that has pineapple, that could be. I don't know if that's. I don't think that's Taiwan. Maybe it's like Okinawa or something. I don't know who has pineapple in Southeast Asia. All right, but they're the standard, yeah, the standard little chocolate covered cookie. So very similar to maybe other ones we've seen. So it's their little chocolate cookie, but it's covered. It's covered in chocolate, and oh wow, I could already smell it. Ah, yeah, chocolate and pineapple is not a good combination. Yeah, it's okay. So little dried pieces of pineapple inside. I could smell it right away, even with the chocolate covering. But yeah, chocolate and pineapple is not a great combination. It's always like, remember when they used to do those like big banana splits or those giant sundaes, and they would do like caramel or chocolate syrup, strawberry, and then pineapple. The one we used to have always had pineapple like sauce or whatever on one of the scoops of the banana split, and then it'd be covered with chocolate syrup. And the chocolate syrup and the pineapple mix, I never liked that. And this is the same thing. It's a strange combination because it doesn't, but you know, people like chocolate and orange. I've never been a big fan of chocolate orange or chocolate lemon. Yeah, this is kind of like that. It doesn't, you know, how like chocolate and cherry or chocolate and strawberry have a nice like new flavor they make together. Pineapple is weird. Yeah, but it is actually like little pieces of dried pineapple inside the cookies. And sorry, I should have had these in the refrigerator. They're kind of melting. They're coming apart in my fingers. Yeah, it's well done, but it's not a good flavor. I don't understand that. But if you like chocolate and pineapple, it's a really nice, because the cookie is really a nice chocolate cookie. And the covering isn't too sweet or anything, but it's not dark chocolate, but it's not too sweet. But pineapple is just not great. Well, we have been somewhere in the world where they have chocolate and pineapple. Yeah, that gate I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. So yes, this is a strange taste, a strange of the last summer taste when they try to take chocolate cookies around the world and put weird things in them. So I wonder what else. I didn't see any others in this series, so I wonder what else they're going to do. I'm trying to think of like other things you could actually stick in a chocolate cookie that are famous, like maybe like mango, like some of the tropical fruits, or melon or something. Ugh. Yeah, but this is odd. I mean, some people may like that taste, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, but yeah, well done. Well made cookies. Just an unnecessary taste. But I'm not a fan of like anything very sour or, citrusy combined with chocolate. And this is one of those things. But yeah, so we have seen the world, according to Country Ma'am, and we'll try again next time. So a very lukewarm reaction for the world chocolate covered cookies. Oof. Wow, sorry about that. That was a disappointment. I think some of these, the reason that they're still around after summer is that some of them are a little bit oddball combinations. And I think they like that. I think they like doing weird. Let me look this up real quick. They like doing little odd things, little experimental, like maybe most people aren't going to like them, things in Japanese convenience stores. It's very funny. Yeah, limited. They're not saying where in the world. Just Asia. The Asian edition. Oh, I was right. Taiwan. Yeah. I didn't know the kanji for Taiwan. Taiwan. Yeah, I don't associate Taiwan with pineapple, but yeah, they must. A lot of people travel to Taiwan for food because it's kind of a nice modification of like traditional Chinese. So a lot of people like Taiwanese style. Yeah, for some reason that gate made me think of Taiwan. They have a lot of painted kind of Torii style gates. So Taiwanese chocolate pineapple. I've been here too long. I could recognize the marketing for a exotic Asian flavor within Asia. All right. Oh yeah, pineapple ice. Yeah. I love pineapple flavored. And remember, we had that. Japan has kind of a famous pineapple candy that is. It's got a little bit of kind of a milk product in it, so it's creamy. It kind of like takes the sour edge off. It's so good. Yeah. That company is, and recently they've been marketing their or licensing maybe the flavor. So I've seen a soda that's that pineapple candy flavor, and I just had a like a bread, like a bun kind of thing, like those Japanese style that they call like a curry pan or something. The pan that are flavor, so they're usually like a cream, almost like they're not fried, but they're like a cream donut kind of thing. But yeah, they've been licensing that flavor out for a lot of different things. It's not as good as the original, but yeah, I guess it's getting popular. So where the heck is my combined chat here? I'm going to see what's going on, but I can't find it. Is my desktop flashing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it crashed. The preview crashed. Does that mean that crashed? So Wendy's is coming out with a SpongeBob Krabby Patty meal. No. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that was my favorite thing, a pineapple frosty. Oh, that sounds good. That was my favorite thing when I was a kid. We used to go to this Greek diner kind of restaurant when they had pizza burgers. So it was just a, standard crappy hamburger, but it had tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese on it. So it was like a pizza burger, cheeseburger. So I'd always get that and a pineapple milkshake. And that was like that'll probably, if that's possible to recreate, that would be my last meal if I'm on death row. It will involve a pineapple milkshake. Yeah. Yeah, pineapple ice. Anything is awesome. Yeah, pineapple frosty. Yeah. Nice. Chocolate pineapple. Yeah. Just chocolate is weird, especially a good chocolate flavor, not just a very light sweet one. A good chocolate flavor doesn't do anything. You know how salt and chocolate is good together, or yeah, always strawberry and chocolate. For some reason, that combination is really good. But pineapple does something odd. But well, if anybody discovers my crimes, no, I wouldn't be on death row. But that would be if I had to choose a meal. That would be that would be my meal. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be on death row anytime soon. Although Japan has the death penalty for everything. Like they still have, and it's hanging, I think. Yeah, they don't do lethal injection or electricity or electrocution. Japan does hanging. And the weird thing about death row in Japan is, you know how in America it's like, years and years, and every appeal has to be exhausted, and every, kind of commuting of your sentence or like reducing it to life. It goes on and on and on, and you're an old man by the time, in a lot of cases, by the time that, you've lost all chance of living, of, changing your sentence to life. In Japan, they don't tell you when it's going to happen. They don't tell the public. They just announce it after it's happened. So especially for notorious, like the people involved in the subway gas attack in the 90s in Tokyo, the cult members that were imprisoned, they just like, you're just sitting there. You have no idea how long you have, and just one night they come and get you and execute you. So it's very random, and I think because they don't want a lot of buildup or protests or whatever. But it's crazy. They just it's a very mysterious amount of time. Maybe they just kind of wait until, if there was like some notoriety or some public outcry or something about this, the case, the crime, it's gone away, and they could just quietly do something. Yeah, a little sneaky and a little weird, but that's, yeah, very strange, very unsettling that you don't have any expectation. Because, like in America, they have the last meal and everything. Yeah, not here. They just come get you one night, and they say, yeah, cell number, 47, take him out tonight. So it's, very different. The aesthetic is the process is very different. It's not an aesthetic choice, I don't think. But that's a very, but the other thing that's weird, so they have that kind of like really rough style of execution, mysterious, like, sudden and kind of violent execution. I guess it's only if they screw it up. And I think it's like metal cables and stuff now. It's not even rope anymore. But in other ways, they really protect criminals here, like the identities of criminals and things. So people that have served their time for some really heinous crimes, they, if it was, not life, it was just a certain amount of time, and they've served it and they're released, they get out, and they basically are like in a, I don't know, a convict relocation program where nobody knows. They get to change their name, and they're just out and doing whatever, wherever. Usually working retail. But yeah, some pretty famous cases. People have said, yeah, they moved. We know we moved. They don't know his name, but they know he moved to this area. And there's been rumors that he's working at this place or that place. Yeah, it's very funny. But they protect the criminals a little too much, almost as much as the victims in a lot of cases. So it's a little frustrating. But maybe there's got to be a cultural reason. Like maybe there's a lot of like revenge killing and stuff. So they have to be really careful. There's some reason that they do it. And maybe it's also to protect the family. So maybe people would, bother the family. And so they try to prevent that as much as possible. Do that little like ring for the strap. Some kind of pocket. Actually, this is like an old Walkman, isn't it? Let's put a headphone jack in there then. All right, there's a headphone jack. Oh, there's no place for eyes. And the volume. I do this to myself, don't I? I get all into drawing. I guess I can do eyes on the side there. Right. Okay, so here we've got... Oh, no, I drew it on the... Oh, my God. What is wrong with me? All right, I drew it on the background layer, which is supposed to be a locked layer, so it shouldn't be possible to do that. Weird. It's supposed to be a locked layer. I don't know why it was letting me... Oh, okay, so I've got to unlock it to copy. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, not paying attention here. Okay, so let's see. Can I wand this onto a... So not contiguous, anything that's black. So it shouldn't have any aliasing. So I should be able to just copy, paste it onto another layer. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, paste, no. It's not, what the fuck? Oh, no, search all layers, no, just this layer, and take the black. There we go. Copy and paste. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's so. Yeah, so that's the thing I like about this way that I chose to draw. As you can see, I'm not drawing with any kind of like natural materials effect or anything. So there's no aliasing. This is actually, if you go all the way in, you can just see I'm just doing pixel art basically. So I can move layers and things out, but I'm doing it at such a high resolution that when I create the file, it anti-aliases it. It kind of smooths the lines and combines things. But that means I can print it really large because I'm just making pixel art. All right, so when I do stupid mistakes like that, it's redeemable. But yeah, what was it talking about the the death sentence? All right, so some sort of Walkman. Yeah, Walkman didn't have external speakers, did they? Like the little portable, cassette player, like a Sony Walkman style. If you pulled the headphones out, you couldn't hear, I think. Yeah, I think so. So let's do some... I don't know if I can do this, but let's see if I can do some weird retro, like big foamy retro headphones. Oh, yeah, that's right. Talking about the protection of criminals. Yeah, I really, I don't know. It's hard. Because I know I've talked about this before, but it's probably years ago. There's a really interesting thing, and I think England kind of understands this too, that the more you escalate, kind of your police force and your punishment for crimes, like the more violent and, kind of frightening you make the crimes, the more it seems to escalate the criminal response. Kind of like that thing in superhero movies where they say, well, if there wasn't a Superman, there wouldn't have been a, Lex Luthor or whatever. Like, the heroes create the villains. That's a gimmick in superhero movies. Often. There we go. Those look kind of shitty and stupid enough to be like some old headphones. Yeah. So they keep, the police force not very militaristic, very kind of mild in their interaction with things. But then when something really when there was that stabbing on the train where some guy dressed as the Joker, dressed in some purple 3-piece suit, went on a train and just started stabbing people, and then just sat there. Like, they had blocked him in. They had blocked both sides of the car in and evacuated all the people, that those survivors. And then the guy just sat there and smoked a cigarette for the news cameras. That was so infuriating. But if they would have gone in there and, beat the hell out of him, that would have been, a reason for that, for crimes to even have a more and more horrible scale here. So there's like this, what's that called? Yeah, the response, they often use that for police action of the like appropriate level of response. There's that that sort of thing, and when you keep it very low, the level of the crimes seems to be much more on a human scale and not so terrifying. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it seems like it works. Although things I've been hearing about England, geez, the acid and knife attacks in England, it's like, yeah, you get rid of guns and then you just get acid thrown in your face. Jesus. No thanks. All right, look at this. Doing some retro headphone headphone cartooning here. Let's see if I can do better than that. Tip, ribbon, sleeve. There we go. Cool. Unplugged headphones. Retro gear. Okay, let's color these in. So like that, it's always like bright yellow. It's just like a bright orange. Like a bright orange or yellow for the foam on the headphones, like something stupid like that. Yeah, but it's a little when the cases, because it's weird. There's not a lot of crazy criminal cases here. I mean, it maybe with the immigration opening up in Japan, they're coming, but there's not a lot of really crazy stuff here. Or I mean, there's not a lot of crime, a lot of street crime and things here. It's gosh darn it. It's getting there. I mean, it's building. Like drunken fights at night and stuff are becoming more common because there's so many tourists here. But this is hard. What am I saying? Yeah, but the crimes that do happen, the murders that happen here are so insane. Like, they're so terrifying. A lot of decapitation and weird mutilation and stuff. And I guess it's, because it's rare. But yeah, some of the famous crimes in Japan are just like, what in the hell? They really kind of blow you away in the level of depravity. Here we go. So something similar. Should we make this like silver? And let's do like a wacky, like blue. Oh no, how about that? That's right. Didn't Sony do like a sports Walkman? It was all like bright yellow plastic. Let's do something ugly like that. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yay. I'll go through, oops, through in. All right. Something like that. It is the chocolate pineapple cookies. Dude, so this is good to know about Japan, that how they execute people. Yeah, just going on and on about all kinds of nonsense. That's what makes this this stream what it is. Right. So maybe some like red lettering or something. Yeah, but it's funny how I think there were definitely much more violent eras. Let's see. Yeah, let's do some weird coloring on the cassette in Japan. But things settled down, especially post-war. I think things got a lot less violent, you know. And because there's a weird government relationship with like organized crime here. It's basically gotten scaled back, and whenever they overstep, they always get in trouble. All right, so you know, like a blue, some kind of ugly blue label, but I'm gonna like take this all down so it looks like it's coming through the plastic. Yeah. Oh, and maybe do something like this so you can tell it's. Oop. Yeah, you can tell it's a plastic. There we go. Do this on all the buttons, maybe. All right. Yeah, and I guess this is plastic too, so you can all get a little shinier. There we go. Okay, and then this is kind of plastic. I guess this is make it look a little more metallic. Here too. All right. Now let's do the shading part. Yeah, it's funny always having this weird outsider, and it's kind of endlessly interesting, all the, you know, oddities and kind of cultural stuff that just sticks around here. It never goes away. All right, look at this. And then maybe, yeah, get the foam looking a little. Sorry. Oof. All right. Very nostalgic looking, whatever this is. A portable cassette player. That's funny. Walkman. That's very funny. It's a very Japanese name for something, but it became like, you know, just internationally the brand. You know, became kind of like a Xerox or Kleenex kind of thing. You would just call a personal portable cassette player a Walkman. All right. Maybe a little bit here. Oh, that's above? Where's this? Where's the... Yeah, put these above. There we go. Yeah, I shouldn't be able to draw over the reflections. All right. wonder, I'm sure they have, but I wonder if Sony's done like, revival anniversary versions of Walkmans and stuff to kind of celebrate their heyday when they used to kind of dominate the dominate the technology. All right. Look at that. Weird and kind of impossible to quite place what this is. Oh wait, can I get away with this? Maybe. All right. All right. Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. A McDonald's. Does it look like a McDonald's? Yeah, it does, doesn't the colors are very McDonald's. I was thinking, I can't remember what the color combination was, but I remember a plastic yellow, like a bright plastic yellow Walkman. Nice. golden cassettes and a Walkman. All right, there we go. So what is the so is this like a tree falling in the forest joke? Yeah, I don't want to write a question, so let's not do a question. So the old bad relationship with the headphones, the there would be no music. What's going on here? Oh, it's a question. Yeah, not if. Headphones. With no headphones, was he playing anything? What's the what's going on here? So without headphones, he was just a slow speed, maybe? Audio cassette for forwarding system instead of a player. Does that even make any sense? He was just a he was, yeah, so without any headphones, he was just a slow speed audio cassette forwarding system. I guess because it's not playing, right? If nothing is playing. I don't know. I don't know if that works. There's probably something so much. I spent all that time on that drawing, and I think that deserves a better joke. But let's see. Without any headphones, he was just a slow-speed audio cassette forwarding system. No. Oh yeah, did I? I did. Yeah, I did check. Make sure I got all my S's and T's on my cassette. Yep. Without any headphones, he was just a slow-speed audio cassette forwarding system. Because it didn't make any sound. Okay, why not? All right, sure, 24, okay. Oh, 3 left, right? 3, yep. So 24th, 19th, and 17th. All right. Yes, cassette. I'm glad they have spell check on here, or else I definitely would have screwed that up. 2 S's, 2 T's. All right, what do we got here? So, I haven't drawn a donut in a while. I like the donuts with too much frosting. There we go. So that it like sits bigger. It's kind of crazy looking. Oh, let's do the big, those weird raised donuts that have that cavernous hole in them because they're so raised. They're not quite that huge though, are they? Let's bring it back into donut scale. And what is on filled? How about a filled donut? So just kind of a, with a little hole on the side for whatever is in there. And they always have like a, they always kind of split. All right. This cartoon should be all donut based. All right. Oops. Got it. All right. With this. All right. A 3 donut joke. Do a little like dark. Oh no, it's not. Well, I guess we got to do the donut of the shape first. Let's see how this reads. That's a little dark. And a little too orange. Something like that. This one has to be really bright, I think. And shiny. Too orange though. Yeah, that gray, like bringing it, taking the saturation out makes it gray. There's got to be a better way to do that. Yeah, because I'm either adding white or, so yellow. Yeah, it's just to be easier. Felt easier. Yeah, it's like, that's like greenish. Because yellow with black tends to look weirdly green. We can go pretty dark with this one because it's kind of... There we go. All right, so I'll just make this one really shiny, I guess. Let's do that pink, that glowing pink frosting. And this one can be... Oh, let's just, yeah, maybe do cream filled. Like an angel cream. There we go. Then this one's going to have to just do a lot of like really bright. Okay, so that looks glazed. Yeah, I want to make it like that kind of super glazed looking donut. It's so glazed. Still needs to be lighter though, doesn't it? It looks kind of dingy. Okay, let's start with this and try to go up a notch here. Yeah, you can see the contrast better. Shoot. Sorry, yes, everyone is getting hungry for sweet, delicious donuts. Yeah, then I'll do some white accent on there. I think that'll do it. Let's try. Oops, and put maybe this above the shadows again. Okay. Let's try this. There we go. Yeah, I definitely have to put that below. Glazed. I guess this frosting needs some pretty bright highlights as well. Give that some three-dimensional look there and here. Oh, and these often have like this pattern on top. Let's try that. And then I think some just white. This has more. It's so shiny. Okay. There we go. That raised donut is not right. I think they usually have a, yeah, it looks too muffiny. They have like a more rigid shape. I'm thinking of those like those big Winchell's raised glazed donuts. Yeah, close enough. It's donut like. Oh, there we go. There we go. So what's the gag here? Crazy donuts. Something. go. So, I should have done like a half-eaten. That's always fun to draw with, just like the cake donut is just like a half-eaten one. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe just bring attention to the big raised donut. Should I make a big happy glaze? I rarely do happy food, happy donuts. Oh, do they have... Let's see if this helps the look. Kind of a lighter part. No. Like both sides are, let's do this. Both sides are kind of cooked in the oil, but I think like that, but the middle is like less so. Yeah, that reads a little bit closer to what I was thinking. But let's do that with a softer brush, so it's not such a harsh line. Yeah. Makes him look like he's glowing. Raised and glazed donuts. Maybe just not donut, raised and glazed. Made him feel special. Should emphasize. Raised and glazed. He's not filled or strawberry frosted. Yeah, that extra color makes it look very funny. Oh, but actually it's not. That's not actually. It's a little too much, isn't it? Let's go. Where's the eraser? Let's try to. Yeah, keep it off of the top here. There. Okay. Yes, I think that, they get kind of browner, the part that goes directly into the oil. Oh, and I think even in the middle, I never get this color back. Oh, no, it's not a flattened color. I think this middle wouldn't have that as well. Not there. Oh, what's going on? Why does that erase the... it's here. Oh, it's underneath. That's weird. Why does that totally erase the... It doesn't do it here. Oh, wait. Oh, that's because I'm not masking it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, a little bit here, too. Okay, I'm spending way too much time on donut details. So a sad one and now a happy one. Glazed donuts. right, we got raised and glazed, both spelled right. All right, donut self-esteem. 24. Wow, 2 more. Yeah, such a show off. You got one done. Oh, sprinkles. Oh, yeah. That should have done. Oh, sprinkles are. Yeah, that's a good gag. And sprinkles are kind of easy to draw with digitally. Well, let's take. We've got 2 left, so let's take another break and head back again. I got a lot. What are we doing now? No more, not chocolate again. Oh, okay, yeah. Here we go. All right. Oh, again, Fujiya. I didn't even notice. Oh, it's green. Sorry. Cream soda. So it's a green. Green cream soda. Yeah, I can't make it any less. So yes. So cream soda is melon soda, like a melon pop. Usually with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and sometimes a cherry. So you can't, that's all you can see is the cherry. And this is a candy. It's like a cookie, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So it's supposed to taste like ice cream and melon soda, but it's a candy. This is a very summer. This is terrible. It's a very summer type taste. And there's, oh geez. Yeah. That's what it's going to look like. Just a little square cookie, but it's supposed to taste like a creamy melon soda. And the melon soda is pretty good. It's actually like a melon flavor. Not too strong, but it's actually like natural melon juice, but very sweet. Like it's definitely a kid's drink. And always, you can kind of tell from here, it's always super bright green because it keys just like a, photo green, green screen. Yeah, I wonder if the cookies themselves would be the same. Can you see this? Oh yeah. The cookies they're a little green, but not too much. So they're kind of a light green. So, oh, wow. Yeah, it smells exactly like, so it smells like vanilla ice cream and melon soda. It smells exactly like a melon soda. That's funny. So Fanta makes a melon soda here, and so do the Japanese, drink companies. So let's see how close this is. Oh, it's crunchy too. It's very, like sugary. I think that's where all the flavor is. At the top of it, so I don't know if you can hear the microphone, it's a little crunchier, like I thought it'd be moister. It's a little drier and powdery. But it's pretty close. It's like a shortbread, but a very light shortbread, not a very oily or buttery shortbread cookie. Yeah, they do a pretty good job. It's not bad. It's a light flavor, but very sweet. Like the melon flavor isn't overwhelming. It's a little melon, a little vanilla, which is that's the combination. Well, pretty good. Yeah, pretty sweet though. This is definitely like a kid's snack, even though it has kind of a retro. You can't see. I'm sorry. It's kind of a retro look. It definitely tastes. It would be impossible to drink a melon soda and eat these with it. But this is a funny kind of reminder. And you can see from the bottom that they are little baked cookies. There's like a little, brown bake marks. So they came off of a little tray. Yeah, so it looks like they did some kind of treatment on top, which is the light green, which is, yeah, definitely the flavoring. But not like a Dorito or anything where all the flavor is just the powder on the outside. I think there's some juice or something in the cookie itself. But maybe to get that like sweetness. So not bad. Wow. So yes, this is a another one of those Japanese invisible simulations of a kind of classic Japanese drink, kind of a fountain drink. And very summertime. Yeah, this is very summer. So these will go away pretty fast and be replaced by pumpkin something, potato something. But yeah, not bad. So I don't know why it's cocoa. They're pointing to, I guess, oh, it's the, so it's supposed to be, yeah, the combination. It's the, so it's this flavor. Oh, that, I guess that's what they're trying to say. You can't see it very well. So there's a little finger here pointing to the point where the vanilla ice cream melts into the melon soda. And that's what you should do. So here's my advice to you if you ever get a melon soda at like the airport or something in Japan, is let the ice cream melt and just like with your straw, just keep mixing it until the soda and the ice cream are more blended together, because that's the best flavor. So I think that's what they're trying to say is these cookies are simulating this flavor, that mix, because you can just eat the ice cream off the top and drink the soda, and they're pretty separate flavors. But when it mixes, it's really good. It's very creamy. Yeah, the melon, vanilla, creamy flavor. So yeah, that's what it's imitating. It's the flavor of this part where the ice cream is melting into the soda, the melon flavored carbonated soda drink. Nice. Well, yeah, Fujiya, another interesting simulation, and they're very Japanese, in their style. So they do a lot of retro stuff. So melon soda retro cookies. So that was good. Much better than pineapple chocolate. Oh, but I need something to drink. Yeah, that's the secret. I think there's a few things like that in Japan. Like you should, always, like with ramen, you should let things like, make sure the noodles are nice and soaked in the soup and everything. And then like eat a piece of everything at a time. Like if it has bamboo shoots and, I don't know, like, what else do they put on ramen? But all the little things that they put on top. Eat one of those at a time, and then mix them into the soup more, because there's always such different flavor combinations with how the different ingredients absorb the soup. There's a lot of I'm sure YouTube is full of how-to for Japanese food, but yeah, for your melon soda, definitely mix your let your ice cream melt. Because that's nice then, because it's on ice. So it's soda on ice with a scoop of ice cream on top. And so letting that all mix together, it stays nice and cold, but when it's blended, it's much more interesting flavor. Yeah, so there's a combination of flavors that, that complements each other. And I wouldn't have thought that. I never would have tried that. If you would just recommend, try vanilla and melon flavor. I would never want to try that, but it's one of those things that actually works well. Let's get back into the there we go. Something that actually has a size to it. All right, so donuts and Walkman and so how about a float? So like an odd, I'll just do one of the glasses and see if I can get away with it. An odd float drink. So one of these soda fountain glasses. Oof. There we go. Oh, you had a pina colada milkshake recently that was good. It was a burger place called Burger Lion Meat Master, I think. Only in Japan would you name your burger shop Burger Lion Meat Master. But why am I drawing? Oh, okay. That's right. I need to change the eraser back to a pencil, not a brush. Where is it? There we go. Pencil. But I had a honey butter garlic burger, not a cheeseburger, just a burger. So I thought cheese would be a little bit more than was necessary, but it was amazing with a pina colada milkshake. See, I'm always trying to simulate that pizza burger pineapple thing, but it was pretty intense, pretty good. So those have a little, they have a, maybe like a little like a tulip kind of shape, maybe, or at least visually it looks a little more interesting. I should just use the reflection. What happened? I'm not getting any undo. Uh-oh. I think Photoshop crashed. That's been a while. I have to go back to what, like 2019 or whatever, that one time where Photoshop was so unstable it like was crashed like 11 times. What's going on? Okay, the rest of the computer seems to be moving. Ooh, True Help is saying, experimented with making my own smoke-infused spicy peppered honey with some umami undertones today, but oh wow, and it turned out far better than I expected. That sounds great. Wow. Wow, I could think of a lot of things that would be good on. It is quite warm in here. I think the air conditioner is seen better days. It's been on for most of the summer. Okay, so let's see here. Photoshop. There we go. Okay, give me some of my drawing back, maybe. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, that was weird. I think it's just maybe a little memory hiccup. Because I think my swap disk or scratch disk is a external drive, so sometimes that USB has a little hiccup and stalls Photoshop. That was scary though. It reminded me of that. And I think it was just a bad update. I think it was just like a memory bug in the update for that version of Photoshop. Where is, oh, transform. Yeah. That was terrible though. There we go. That's the shape I was trying to draw. All my digital sins forgiven. Something like that. Yeah, just so it's more interesting, like a little old-timey. So root beer, how about a bad combination, like a beer float, craft beer, micro brew float. What's another? Yeah, the AC is not doing well. Yeah, it's been weird. And it's that thing where once you get far enough into summer in Japan, there's like a 2-month waiting list for repairs or new installation for new air conditioning. So you're going to have to go the whole season without it. If you don't do it before you before you need to turn it on, you have to fix it or replace it because there's just so many people and everyone uses the air conditioning at the same time. All right. So what kind of... So root beer with ice cream is good. Yeah, root beer floats are awesome. Let's see. So what's my gag? Oh, how about a beer can? So a root beer float and a beer float. There we go. Yeah, I have to narrow this down a little bit, I think. Yeah, it's a little fat. Oh, that bottom is terrible. Okay, let's do that same magic on this. So make it a little taller and a little narrower. There we go. Yeah, let's do a root beer float and a beer float. So I'll do the ice cream on top of here. And fill it so I can see. All right, and then a scoop on top of here. A more reasonable, whoops. more reasonable scoop. So like, yeah, there we go. No. There we go. And we'll do like a cherry or something on top. And this one isn't going to be like oozing out the sides. Oh, they put cherries on all the floats, right? That maraschino cherry thing is very American. All right, and let me fill this too. There we go. Root beer floats are just in a mug, though, aren't they? Ah, damn it. There goes my joke. Yeah, I think root beer floats are more often in a root beer mug, right? And like in a glass mug. Yeah, I don't want to put that in the tub. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I think root beer is a good gag. We'll do that. So let's do metal for the can, and then I'll paint over that. And then just white for the glass. And red for the cherry. All right. So we want the head. Root beer's a little redder. The head to be foamy. So just to this, level, make that foamier, and then a darker kind of ambery root beer. Yeah, root beer floats are in mugs, or at least like A&W root beer floats. Those are usually in glass mugs, aren't they? All right. There we go. A nice root beer float. And then let's do something on the beer can here. The label. Maybe just like white and red would be a nice contrast. All right. Oops. Actually, it can be anything, couldn't it? Maybe make it something blue to contrast with the red on the cherry and the kind of warm ice cream color. And then some gold writing, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Nice. I will do the description of how amazing it is. All right. Yeah, it's not really a recognizable beer brand, is it? But that's good. Yeah, I remember the one time I drew kind of close to like a Budweiser or something. Somebody asked me if I got money in the comments, asked me if I was getting money to draw that recognizable label. All right, and we'll do some nice highlights on the dripping ice cream. Oh, and again, I didn't leave much Much room for eyes. There we go. Yeah, I guess that works. I don't know. I don't know. What's going on? I have no idea. And then some nice bright stuff here. Make the ice cream look a little shinier. Maybe some smaller ones, bubbles in the... Okay, sure. Maybe this, yeah, make it a little more metallic. All right, so we've got a root beer float and a beer float. Uh-oh, didn't close that circle. Uh-oh, they're also kind of small. Let's make everything a bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, now the eyes are going to be tough. I did too much detail. I guess. Nice. Oh, actually, I should make maybe the bottom part of the ice cream look more like overflowing beer. Maybe I'll do it on a different layer just in case it sucks. But like this looks more like yeah, the beer is, yeah, there we go. The foam on the beer is overflowing. Okay. So root, is that one word? Root beer's 2 words, right? Oh, thanks. Yeah, root beer's 2 words. Most appropriate. Yeah, I should. A mug. That's right. It's always like the root beer is served in a glass mug because it's like beer for kids. That's right. Or it's just, it makes it more beer like because it has the head on it. Yeah. So root beer floats seemed the most appropriate, or yeah, the mug though. Seemed most appropriate. That's not very funny. Or a beer float. Or the, yeah, obviously superior beer. Yeah. Let's see. Or the superior beer floats. I don't know. Or imposter. Alcoholic floats. Let's see. Where these superior beer floats? Seemed appropriate, or yeah, something about not acknowledging. Any variation or any or other beers. Something about the, ice cream not God, there's got to be something funny about a beer float that I can't think of. So root beer refused to acknowledge competing. No, root beer refused to acknowledge any competing beer floats. Oops. Oh, and, not and, any. Any. That's weird. I totally went right by that, and spell check would not have caught that either. Root beer refused to acknowledge any competing beer floats. Ew, beer. Light beer floats. Yeah, should I make that label more recognizably beer? I think I did all that directly on there. I think it's close enough. People may get it. People should kind of get it. Okay, so let's do a quick spell check. See if my acknowledge is right. It is. Refuse to acknowledge any competing beer floats. All right, beer floats. Whoa, we got one more. I should keep an eye on my phone. Wherever it is. Oh, there we go. All right. Last one. Oh. What's going on here? Random commas. Oh yeah, so this week everything's going to get a little screwed up for a while. Yeah, this week Thursday will be the weekly podcast for the tabletop channel for Upturned Table. Oh yeah, so the channel you may be watching from there, from there. Yeah, Upturned Table will do the weekly Wednesday night instead of Thursday night this week. Little scheduling stuff. Yeah, Friday I've got an appointment. I can't move, so beer floats and give it a life jacket. Nice. Beer float. I can't imagine vanilla ice cream and beer, especially like weird American taste, flavorless American beer. Yeah, I don't even know. Okay, what What are we doing for the last? So a big. That's not good. Let's see. And then here and here. A big droopy telephone book. I don't think anybody even knows what a telephone book is anymore. Yeah, they stopped. They used to drop those off all the time at the office in the city. They don't even do that anymore. I think they just realize it's a waste of paper and people just throw them away. I mean, it's probably a source of revenue because I think you could get paid. You could pay whoever's printing it to do a bigger ad for you or whatever, like a featured ad. But I think the internet has just eliminated that. No, that looks terrible. So yeah, they don't even drop off the TV directories anymore. One more crazy thing. Oh yeah, yes. Ripping pages out of the bubble. Yeah. Yeah, and some cities have huge phone books. Yeah, I remember our Chicago phone book was pretty big, and they used to do in America the white and yellow pages. So yellow is business, white is residential, and if you didn't pay money, your name and phone number, you could kind of tell them. So women were allowed, and often if they were living by themselves, did initials instead of their first name, so that you would see that it was a woman's name, maybe for safety. But yeah, your name, address, and phone number were in the telephone book. That's why the Terminator, in the 80s, looks for Sarah Connor in the phone book instead of just like scanning some wireless, computer internet service for, all the Sarah Connors in LA or wherever they were. But yeah, that's why he's going in the phone book. And it's like, S. Connor. So Sarah Connor, then S. Connor. Yeah, because I think that was free to tell them how your name was. I think when you got your phone line, you could tell them how to write your name in the phone directory. But they definitely published your number unless you paid them to make it private. You had to pay them. I don't know if it's a one-time fee or an annual fee to make it private. That's crazy. All right. How about a coat hanger? Try to. That's very thick. Yeah, something like that. Maybe I can squish that down, like fix that perspective even a little more. Yeah, make it look a little flatter. All right. Actually, I can't do this. There's going to be no coloring involved in this. That's how I was going to do another, like something that used to be a coat hanger. I guess if I draw something else. So an untwisted, so it would have a little bit, yeah, on this end it'd have a little bit of this, and then there we go. That's the fastest. Oh boy. I can't put eyes on it either. Yeah, bad idea. Yeah, unless I make them wooden, like unless I make one of them. Yeah, so let's try that. Maybe a coat hanger, but it's got the kind of wooden. Oh, I didn't check my phone completely, did I? This is not going well. No, I don't think I'm going to draw a wooden coat hanger in this perspective. It's not going to read well, I don't think. Okay, so this I could actually draw eyes on. Oh, this one. Yeah, but it barely looks like a coat hanger. This is a really bad idea. Okay, let's change our thinking here. Okay. Coming back. All right. Yep. Nope. Still got time. Okay. So no coat hangers. Don't draw wires and try to put eyes on them. Although that would have been the quickest cartoon ever. Boom. Let's see what that looks like. It's very abstract. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Let's not give up on this, because we will be finished if I figure out how to do this. So I can give it some, three-dimensionality here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Wait. And then can I do tiny white eyes on it? I should make them metal, though, probably. Let's try that. So this has to be something darker than the... Okay, this might go terribly wrong. Oh, weird. No, I think black is, more readable. Tiny white eyes. Or just get really weird and just do that. Nah, it's a little too... We'll do the paper wrapped ones. Yeah, maybe thickening the line. Oh yeah, because let me just make everything a little thicker, and then there may be some room there to play with. Yeah, this is funny, and so I'll do the eyes in white. Minimum effort cartooning. Oh, wait. Yeah, go back to white so they at least show up. Yeah, I think that might work. Let me just get a little bit all the way around it. There we go. I wonder what kind of reaction this is going to get. The strange world of coat hangers and things that were no longer coat hangers. They existed in a strange world, realm, that sounds too weird, of wire coat hangers. Is it? It's two words. And things that used to be wire coat hanger. That's not enough. They existed in a strange world of wire coat hangers. Oops. Us and things that used to be. In the it's like negative space. Very experimental. They existed in the strange world of wire coat hangers and things that used to be wire coat hangers. It used to be when the mechanisms for like door locks and things were more simple, you could use like a wire coat hanger. If you bent it right, you could use a wire coat hanger to pull up that little the part of your door. The what were those even called? But just that little tab thing that went up and down. What the hell is that? Yeah, it's on a button because it was longer. Yeah, does anybody even? I bet very few people even watching this remember that thing that went up and down. It became more and more kind of modified as just kind of an indicator of when car locks became electric, whether the car was locked or unlocked, because I think it would go down too far to even pull up manually. But it used to be that would be a way to open a car door if you could twist the end of and kind of pull the inside. Because people used to crack their windows. You know, you might lock your keys out of your car, but you cracked your window because it was the summer and you didn't want it to get too hot because the closed car, would heat up. This is like prehistoric. It sounds like horse and carriage kind of technology. All right. This is the weirdest, fastest. Let me play with this shadow a little bit here. Weirdest, fastest here. Yeah, something more like that. Yes, so sometimes when doing them in batches. There we go. Okay, let me... Yeah, what else? Yeah, you would do... Yeah, you'd untwist a wire coat hanger to... do certain things, retrieve certain things from small spaces, and they became kind of emblematic in like the women's reproductive rights movement. I think back alley abortionists basically just use coat hangers to disrupt developing children. So that was they became a symbol of that as well, the coat hanger. I remember that from the 80s. All right. So they existed in the strange world of wire coat hangers and things that used to be wire coat hangers. All right. A Slim Jim, that's right. Yeah, they also had those that could go inside the door because the mechanism, inside the door, you could find and then pull the button up. Yeah, but anybody that had that was either a cop or a car thief. But I think you could buy them legally. Hey, Quark, how's it going? Yes, showing up on the hobby channel because it's the only monetized channel, the Upturned Table channel. And I only do this once a month, so it's a minor invasion. Yeah, good to see you, Quark. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, September's cartoons. This is my experimental phase here. All right. Strange World of Archon and the things. All right. There we go. Our 9th cartoon of the... Yeah, so I promote this on the weekly podcast, but I figured, sure, why not invade the channel with it, just in case nobody made it over to that channel to see what was going on. Okay, donuts. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. The now I think you can probably unlock people's cars all kinds of other weird ways. I'm sure there are, because it's a lot of wireless stuff, so I'm sure anything that can reproduce that signal could open your car door. Cool. Well, thanks guys for hanging in there. Okay, we got one more. Let's do one more snack break. Oh, and then we can look at the comments. Let's go back through August. Yeah, that was the last month, and take a look at how things went in August. But let's do one more snack. All right, let's see here. This is the 30th anniversary edition. I don't know why or who, but it's Don Tacos. So tacos, Don Tacos. Yeah. So it's chili tacos. Oh, it might be a little spicy. Yeah. So I've never seen these before, but supposedly, so maybe there's, I don't think there's a chain. Tacos no Osamu. Yeah, so it's that Koyeke brand. Yeah, so there are a lot of tacos. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't recognize this brand, but they're saying that there's been 30 years in Japan of these taco chips, but spicy taco chips sounded good. So they do have, Frito-Lay does do Doritos in Japan, but I think they only do like cheddar cheese. Like there's like cheddar and nacho cheese. There's only a couple of kinds of Doritos, not a huge array. Pringles is here pretty strongly, but I've never seen, wow, Don Tacos. With 2 exclamation points. Yeah, but the 30th anniversary. Oh, actually, but now that I just said that, look, it looks like a Dorito. Yeah. So these aren't going to be, I thought they would be different style corn chips, but yeah. So basically it's Doritos, Koikea's Dorito competitor, but they've been here for 30 years. So let's see how they did. Oh, yeah, very taco sauce flavor. But look, so small. So, yeah. Smells like spicy taco sauce, like a powdered version of taco sauce. Like the red pepper sauce. It's a really small Dorito. Yeah. More tomatoey. Yeah, real tomato based. The flavoring is tomato and pepper. Oh, and it's got some heat to it too. But they're too small to like do. You can't put cheese. I mean, these are only meant to be eaten out of the bag, I think, because they're too small to do anything with. I guess that you could use them as like a topping for like taco salad. That's something that they make here. Maybe the only Mexican inspired dish in Japan is taco rice. So you take a plate, flatten some rice on it and melt some cheese and put some ground beef and, lettuce, tomato. And then you can put taco chips on the top. So these would be good for that because they're very small. You don't have to crush them. But yeah, so taco rice is one of the few kind of Spanish inspired. Everything else is like Portuguese food here. Yeah. They're really close to the flavor. A little more natural taste. Not that real chemical, like, whoa, of a lot of the Doritos flavors. And I got some spice to them. Don Tacos. Wow. I was surprised when I saw the 30th anniversary. I'm like, I have never seen this brand before. And the weird, their weird little mascot there with the maracas. And there's no little history. Oh, there's a little bit down here. Yeah, just tomatoes and spices. Yeah, no, not really history. It's just an explanation of the flavor. Yeah, so I don't know if this is a restaurant chain or just a flavor of taco chip. Yeah. Except for the size, they're almost indistinguishable from... And maybe the corn chip is a little more natural. It's a little rougher, more flavorful corn chip because the Doritos sometimes are kind of like they feel kind of processed. But other than that, they're pretty Dorito-y. So the Japanese simulation of Doritos. Yeah. Because they said spicy and chili tacos, I was expecting them to be hotter. But there's not a lot of really spicy food. Like, it's very rare. And when they have something spicy, they call it like stinging hornets or something very like, dramatic. So it's kind of a warning of how spicy something will be. I do think that the Indian restaurants here will serve like native levels of spice, but you have to ask for it. The default is very mild. All right. Well, happy 30th birthday, Don Tacos. I have no idea. Wow. I like that they have to put wow on the bag to get you excited. Wow. You made tiny Doritos. Congratulations. But it's an older chip company. Sorry. So maybe they've been around and they've been producing this, not a very major product for them, but they've been producing it for 30 years, so they thought they'd probably say something. The flavor is pretty good, though. It lasts longer. You know how a lot of the stuff that's like coated, like, you know, flaming hot Cheetos and everything, it has that spike of saltiness and then it goes away really fast. And so you want another one. These, the flavor is more, I think, more natural and it just lasts a bit longer. So yeah, I don't feel like, oh my God, I need that taste again, because it's still, it kind of like lingers. Yeah, and those are really tiny chips too. Interesting. Well, Don Tacos it is. All right, so let me figure out if I can, yeah, I think I can do this. So here we go. Let's do some comments. Boom. And I need to find this page. There it is. All right, we did it. Usually I do that in advance, but I wasn't sure. All right, so this was the, actually this is a little bit of September. So this is the first one for September 5th, 2024. They both refused to admit how silly this was. So I just add the image of the peel. Peel on a peel, a banana peel, orange peel. Oh, and the comment was, it just wasn't appealing. Yeah, I know the joke was low-hanging fruit. Yes, it was. I tried to desperately avoid doing a peel pun. But Tony went right for it. Oh, and September, that's right. So September 3rd and 5th were the first two. So the smoke detector would soon be hearing about this. Burning a pan. And everyone else would hear from the smoke detector. Nice. Und man. Yeah, I didn't want to make it, because I was worried as soon as I did a burning pan, I was like, oh, is this like, you know, an aging person leaving a pan on a stove? I didn't want to make it so disturbing like that. Okay. So 29th of August, 2024, he wouldn't be happy until everything was chocolate covered. So yeah, we did this. So yeah, I just did these a month ago. So, but let's just see the story of my diabetic life. Nice. Chocolate covered strawberry fondue, chocolate covered pepperoni fondant. Nice. Tony's son. Fondant. Have you tried high protein bars with a gram of sugar? Okay, thank you. All right, August 27th. The last cheese stick felt cold and unappetizing outside of the box. Oh, I should be marking these as red as well. I love mozzarella sticks dipped in pizza sauce. Haven't had those in years. Oh, county fairs. Yeah, a nice rough one. A few seconds in the microwave. Oh, he'd be comfy cozy. And let me go back and mark these as seen. Yeah, they're getting okay views when they show up. All right. And 22nd of August, he was unable to do both dry and clean. So the idea that the restrooms are so filthy and you either get your hands dirty again trying to dry them or you leave with wet hands. That is why he finally threw in the towel. Nice. Oops. I'm clicking the wrong thing. There we go. Nice. August 20th. Bread and butter was not the bread and butter of most meals. Wah, wah. No, they weren't. They were more like the margarine and crackers. The bread still felt good about it and gave himself a pat on the back. Tony with the puns. Don't try to butter me up. I wonder what the longest pun chain on this comment section has been. August 15th. They were often called upon to smooth things over. They used the trial and error method. Oh, that's nice. Tony's son with the pun a day. They were often plastered by the time they were done. Oh, that's great. Do you have any concrete evidence? Oh, man. I got to change the name to just Punville. All right. So this is 13th. Sorry, August 13th. These were not like any condiments he had ever seen before. Oh, 7. I'm worried something weird started here. My condiments to the chef. These are not the condiments you're looking for. It's always good to break away from the same dull routine every once in a while. Some condiments, different colors. Remember purple ketchup? The pink one might be a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Not a bad idea. And I just got home from Wegmans. Had to get more Wegmans horseradish mustard. Almost out. Thank you, crazy lady, crazy cat lady. Oh, man. Wegmans is a California thing, right? All right, August 8th. Without a plate, there were only random utensils on a table. All right, so the plate got away clean. Secretly, one was the murder weapon. Nice. Oh, and a reply. Dish did not run away with a spoon. At least they narrowed it down. August 6th. They were confused if the 5-second rule was consecutive or concurrent. 5 seconds later, it didn't matter. I was only 15 hours late. And one more reply. Let the chips fall. Nice. All right. And we got any more? Yeah, August 1st. It was a momentary, overly sweet escape to tropical disappointment. The wedge of pineapple. It's never like it is in the brochures. Very good. Aunt Man coming in with the puns. All right, I like drawing the little paper umbrellas. Well, cool. I guess I should go over... Whoops, not that. Me. I guess I should go over here, but then I'm overlapping the chat. It just looks weird when I'm looking the wrong way. Oh, no, I am always looking the wrong way. I have not figured this out yet. We're doing it for like, 5 years? All right. Well, that was August, and you just saw me draw September, so there we go. Oh, that's right. All right. That will do it. So not too bad. Yeah, I had to do, because I couldn't do it last week, I wanted to not post things a week late, so I did those first 2 cartoons for September in advance, but we got to read through those. So yeah, this is a little shorter than it would have been, but we got to read some comments as well. Dorito-y. Yeah, they're good. Those chips weren't bad. They just weren't. I was expecting something, a little better. But yeah, I would. They're much better than pineapple and chocolate. And actually, these were probably my favorite. Probably sorry for the noise there. Probably those chips are my favorite because they weren't anything out of the ordinary. Not some strange combination. They were just mini Doritos. Probably made with healthier chemicals, healthier ingredients, because they don't do the super strange chemical stuff here, because a lot of people are more sensitive to things. So they pull back. The only thing that they aren't careful with is artificial sweetener for some reason. I don't know why. So the artificial colors and flavors and things are pretty limited here, but they love their fake sugar. So when they want to make a coffee, like a sweetened coffee drink or something, but they want to cut the calories, they just do half sugar, half like aspartame or, one of those shitty sweeteners, which is odd. I don't know why that's a thing. But other than that, they go with more regular ingredients, which also means that, things get stale or have shorter expiration dates. Nice. But thanks everyone for joining. Matt stopped by and said, hey, that was cool. Yeah, everyone. And Quark as well. Yeah, thanks, Quark. Quark's an awesome member on the other channel. So that's good. So so abusecartoons.com. The website, I think, needs an overhaul. There's not much going on there now, but you can read the cartoon on gocomics.com/domestic abuse. That's all 20 years of the cartoon. I'm still putting together the greatest hits of kind of the second decade. So I will get that up there. Dudes, emoji addiction. Very good. But it's been great to spend some time together and just kind of ramble on all the odd little cultural stuff. Sorry if it got too dark at the beginning. Always I start talking about weird weird things. I realize, wow, this is not for everyone. Nobody wants to really hear everything I'm talking about, do they? But thanks for hanging in. And so this was on the Upturned Table channel as well. So that'll go live. We'll do that Wednesday night, North American West Coast time for the weekly. And so everybody that's a subscriber to that channel, thank you for checking this out. And we'll be back again soon. So yeah, in just a couple of days, I'll be back with the weekly, and then we're going to do some Outgunned on Friday night. So Matt's going to run some buddy cop 80s action movie game. So it should be good, and it'll be the Alchemy virtual tabletop, so it would look beautiful on the stream. You'll have a lot of visuals to look at. No virtual dice, but the dice roller is a really nice clear column that you can see all the results, and then the animations are nice backgrounds. So thanks for joining me, and yeah, I appreciate everyone. It's good to see everyone hanging out, especially True Help TV, and dude, thanks for going the long haul and hanging out with me. But yeah, thanks for everyone that stopped by in the chat, and I will see you again next month, but that's only in maybe 2 weeks. So see you then. Goodbye.